Hello and welcome to this SlimDevOps 59. It's our second Halloween special, and we're bringing you more cursed containers.
Cursed containers
if you look at the three of us, you can probably tell where the cursed containers came from.
What? My ears are burning. What do you mean? Oh, get it burning because I'm the devil.
Yeah.
I didn't even mean to make that pun. Steven, you look amazing. Where did that come from? Where did you possibly find that?
Costumes.com.
Amazing.
Got shipped in on Saturday.
Very good.
I
Yeah.
hope you're expensing that.
Got paws.
Oh yeah, so there you go. If it's cold tonight while we're trick-or-treating, yeah, there we go. I hope the co-op folks at Northeastern University either are or are not watching this, because we would certainly like to continue to have you working with us.
So I think
I showed you the tail, but I'm not getting up.
So I think, Pete, you're going to have to explain. I mean, I got off quite lightly because I am in costume, apparently. I think you're going to need to explain why we address the way we are. Right.
Well, I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I would like to blame everybody in chat, mostly the community who put us up to this. So for people who are joining for the first time and haven't watched the SlimDevOps chat before, please don't think we're like this all the time. Happy Halloween to everybody, first of all. So it's Halloween here in the United States. And a year ago this time, Martin, you and I set out to fix some cursed containers. And we decided that the only costumes that you and I had readily available were pirate costumes. So we came up with this notion. I came up with this notion around cursed containers. And that was our very first cursed containers. I was the evil pirate captain who had been cursed. You were the loyal quartermaster who had to break the curse by debugging the container. And I sent you on a series of challenges. This year, we asked the community, should we do this again? Of course, they said yes, because they liked seeing us dress up in these silly costumes. And we asked for ideas about the theme. And the theme that got voted on by all of you wonderful people in chat was Evil Blues Clues. And it took me a pretty long time to think through what this was going to look at. But we were working on the Docker desktop extension hackathon. And in doing so, we were working on this secrets finder, I believe, extension or something to that end. So it got me thinking, like, okay, well, like secrets in containers can be a big problem. They can be a big security concern when you're building your containers. If you accidentally leak your secrets, passwords, all that kind of stuff into a public container, that can really cause you some pain later. And this evil Blues Clues notion, let me take a pause there for a second. For people who don't know Blues Clues, Steven is wearing the costume of Blue, who is the very helpful dog on this children's cartoon show, very popular among kind of the millennials when they were growing up, that was on Nickelodeon, I believe. And so in the setup of the show, there's a host. There's been a couple, I believe Steve and Jeff are the two kind of most famous ones. And they always wear blue striped shirts, which is Martin here, who's wearing the blue striped shirt. So Martin's going to be the host, Steve or Jeff. And he's going to be trying to solve this mystery of these cursed containers. And Steven, our Steven, is going to be the ever helpful Blue, who is going to help do that. I obviously am the devil, so I have hidden these secrets in a containerized app that we're going to look at.
Okay.
And your all's challenge is to find all of the secrets. So, okay, with that, our title of this show is Cursed Containers 2, Blue Team's Clues, and the Containers of Secrets.
I think you need to pitch this to J.K. Rowling, really.
I think so. I think there's absolutely a Kubernetes themed children's television show that's going to come out of this, I think.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
Okay, well,
millennial too old to know about Blue's Clues. I think it started airing in like '96, so just like the very youngest millennials.
Oh, okay. So am I actually dating myself even further on this one then? It's actually a Gen Xer thing then. Okay.
So-
I remember it vaguely from growing up, and my sister and brother watching it quite a bit. So yeah, I'm surprised you can still find costumes for it then.
So, hello and welcome back to everyone from the community. I blame you all for this again. It's another year. Pete's got us doing Halloween nonsense on stream, and although I'm quite happy with my outfit this year.
Yes,
it falls to me, and thankfully this year aided by Stephen to try and figure out the puzzles that you've set for us. So we're going to do our best and see if we can get to the bottom of all of this. And I'd just like to say, welcome back to Yannick and Monica and Danny and Big Pod. Hello, Big Pod, one of our colleagues. And for the first time, Vendetta Op. Welcome to the streams. Thanks for stopping by. Right then. So, Pete, how do we get started?
Well, sure. So I think first of all, I'll say that welcome to anybody who might be joining us from the hackathon for the first time. We had a lot of people come into our community. We were at KubeCon last week, and I'll say I'm just fresh off. I literally got back from Detroit a couple hours before this stream, so I can't promise that the app works super well. That's going to be my first disclaimer. And I can guarantee you that the CSS in it is terrible because I'm just a terrible front-end designer. But what I can say is that we'll learn a few things about sort of security and secrets in apps. I think what we won't do in this is we won't actually ask Martin and Steven to remove all of the secrets from the apps, because what that really gets into is a lot of the infrastructure components using things like AWS Secrets Manager, or there's a technology called Vault that we can talk about a little bit. But all I'm going to do is ask Martin and Steven to kind of go through this setup app that we have, find and identify any secrets that are in these containers. And then, since we all know Martin's password, Martin, what's your password, of course?
My password is test.
Of course, Martin's password is test. If you've watched his streams, you know his password is test. We'll ask you, I'm going to ask you as the cursed devil of the containers to, if you only change the secrets to test, lowercase t-e-s-t, that will begin to break the spell of these cursed containers. And if you can get through all 4 of them, then you will have broken the second curse of the cursed containers, and I will be able to transform back into a helpful Blue's Clues community member.
Okay.
I don't have an outfit for that, but
and I
so
should
that's
add
kind of the setup.
that Pete's just arrived back home from KubeCon, and I arrived back from vacation last night. So I'm stepping into this with all I knew was the theme was this Blue's Clues program. So I'm learning as we go here. We're gonna and also, Pete, you explained our containers might be busted and the CSS might be a bit ropey, but for anyone that's a regular around here, that's situation normal, right? That's
that is absolutely situation normal. And I did put a repo of this up in our if you go to github.com/SlimDevOps, you can you can follow along with us. Again, caveats that the CSS is not great, and can't guarantee that the containers are broken. What is Big Pod saying here? I can't quite read the question.
He's talking about Lucifer Morningstar, a different devil version in comics, Neil Gaiman stuff like DC.
Oh, okay. I've read the Neil Gaiman books. I don't know that I can do the accent. So, and nobody wants to hear me doing accent. There's one accent I can do, and it's kind of Boston English and a little Scottish maybe in there. I don't know. That's the best I got.
I'm certain our community are going to feel differently about that, and they will make their opinions heard in the chat. Right then. So, so you have created an enchanted cursed container. So I guess so you have given me some clues. Oh, dare I? Excuse the pun. On how to get started. Clues. If anyone wants to follow along, We use this repository on GitHub for, you know, the various live stream tutorials we do and stuff like that. And the one we're going to, so I'll just put that in the chat. So if anyone wants to play along, you can. And specifically, it's the one in examples and cursed 2. So this is the container that we're going to be picking apart, which I do have running here already. So I did a little setup, and this is all I know. All I know is that I've got this container running here, and there are 4 clues. So,
Yes.
And the database that isn't working.
And a database that isn't working. So I'll give you the first meta clue, which is that the database isn't working because the devil's powers are actually not unlimited in this case. And therefore, I was unable to get the database to start working. So that's like a bonus clue. If you can figure that out, then then you guys can pick the theme next year, and I'll dress up as whatever you want. How's that? But you see the 4 clues there, and so they're ghosts right now because you have ghouls who have invaded the container. And then as you fix the secrets, as you discover the secrets and find them out, then those should, knock on wood, change to something more amenable, less ghoulish. So, okay?
Okay. All right, then. So we're going to try and turn these ghouls into something else. And here is a clue. So, Stephen, I think you've had the opportunity to... I haven't looked at these. I'm entering into this completely blind. So, Stephen, what can you tell me about clue 1?
You want me to read it?
Well, yeah. Why not?
Okay, clue 1. To pass this test, you must check your sources. File, toil and bile. Potions brew, programs compile. When this brew gets pushed to Git, your secrets are mine, you must submit.
Okay. All right, then. So, I've done very little in the way of preparation. So, I've got a number of tools available to me. I do have the Docker desktop running with our extension, and I suspected that I was going to need to be hunting for secrets. So a couple of streams ago, we talked about this secret scanner. So I have installed that in case that is useful at some point. So Stephen, where do you suggest I get started with this first clue?
Okay, well, I think, let me refresh. I'm reading it. When this brew gets pushed to Git, it sounds like to me this is something that would be solved by a git ignore edition. So I think this one, we should probably just look at what's lying in the repository.
So start at the top level of this, maybe. So we have a git ignore. That hasn't been updated for 6 months, so I don't think there's anything hiding in there.
Yeah. I don't think there's, Peter, any clues outside of the Curse 2 folder, right?
Yeah, everything is in the repo that you need. So
imagining this is its own repository.
Yeah. Okay. But looking in the app folder might be a good place to start. And perhaps, Martin, one thing that you might be able to do would be to, say, build the app container locally.
I have done that and have it running, yes.
Okay. I was thinking, because that would be the Docker Compose file that you have running, but maybe actually just building that container locally with like a Docker build in a different terminal might be a way that you could kind of see what was happening with that app Docker file.
Okay. So I have my Halloween folder here. Hopefully this is all good enough. And I have Slim containers, and we're in examples and Curse 2. So we have this run command, which is what's running the current container. So you think Docker build?
Well, yeah, I might go into the actual app folder because that's kind of where the Python one is.
Okay. Aha, I see what you mean. Okay. So we have a Docker file. Oops. We have a Docker file. There it is. Okay. Or okay. Well, I've seen something. We'll bear that in mind for later. Okay, so we'll Docker build. We'll give it a name. Should we call this Cursed 2? And just see what that does. Okay. So, some pip stuff going on there. Okay. So I have a container. I'm looking at the output to see if there's anything there that I should be finding a secret from. I don't see anything, I don't think. So, do we have that container here? We do. So there's the app that's actually running, and here's this container we've just made.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at that with the Docker extension. Is that going to help me, do you think? Okay, let's refresh. So here's our container. So I'm going to go and explore that. I love this. Not having to push this container anywhere to go look at it. It's so helpful. I also noticed it's a massive container, P.
Yeah.
Is this one of the curses?
I think it's just because I built it off of some of the work that we had done in the Containers 101 stream.
Right.
For people who are fairly have been with us for a while, you saw us kind of go through that, breaking up a monolithic app and building it into different microservices and slimming each of those microservices. So this one is just built off like the Python 392 image, I think, from back then. I should probably bump the version and stuff like that, but I didn't get around to that. Yeah.
You really are the devil, Peter, giving us
Use latest, my pretties. Don't update your dependencies.
Yeah, you're in full enterprise deployment mode with your ancient software.
Yeah. I was actually kind of curious with this one to see, and then we are having kind of some fun with this. Just want to say, secrets in your containers are a really bad thing that you do need to deal with. And just for everybody who doesn't know us at Slim, we sort of help provide visibility into your containers, and then we give you the ability to slim them, create a minimal sort of footprint. And big thing that's coming up tomorrow, for everybody that's on stream, I'll do my PSA around the OpenSSL CVE that's coming out tomorrow, I believe. So there's a lot of blog posts. We'll post something about it in our on our Twitter page. But just while we have a moment and this is loading up, you should just pay attention to the fact that there's some things that are coming in the world of supply chain security.
Now,
so yeah,
I'm drawn to the app folder in a big way here. So I'm going to have a little look see. So if you've not seen our tools before, this is how you can present what's inside the container. We can see whatever the app is was added in layer 10. So there's an env. That looks interesting. I mean, anything to do with the environment. Or let's have a look. So if I have a look at the contents of this file. Mongo user, Mongo password. Is this my first secret that I have just uncovered?
That looks like a secret to me.
It looks like it shouldn't be there. It looks like that should be a proper password, like test. So, we will go and deal with that. So that was in the end file of the app folder. So I'm in the right place here, I think. So .env. And I'm just going to change this to test. Okay. And do I need to do it?
Yeah, I would actually suggest that you guys are kind of figuring this out a little faster than I thought you would, which is good. I think maybe keep going just so we can kind of save the number of kind of reloads and stuff like that we can do.
Okay.
I think you're well on a good path. I think what I'll say about this one is, especially Python or Node developers who work regularly with .env files. There's the .env libraries. It makes it really easy for you to kind of like keep your secrets in a single place, and then you can kind of load them into your application as you go. But obviously you want to be super, super careful with those when you go to do this. So, never, upload them to Git like I just did. That's really kind of failure state 1. And I don't know why Git probably has some sort of secure thing that you can use to prevent that. There's also a similar thing to Git ignore, which Stephen mentioned, which is Docker ignore. So there's a Docker ignore file. So you could actually set your Docker files to ignore.env files if you're working with them, just to make sure they never get pushed into a container. Because if you just do this straight copy across, these could really wind up getting copied into your container. And then like we just showed, with tools like ours or like Dive or really any way, people just pulling and shelling into a container, people could get access to your stuff. So just because it's in a container doesn't mean that it's safe and free from other people.
Right.
Like we mentioned, we're not going to get into the kind of like, how would you solve this? We could not put them in the container, but the application does actually need those secrets. So, that's where you get into things like CI/CD pipeline, environment variables, or AWS Secrets Manager, or the Vault program, so stuff like that.
Right.
So,
yes. So there are great ways to mitigate these leaking sensitive keys and secrets into your containers. Also, Ron Kulbowski, welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. Right then, so and I can see there's some teams forming in the community and chat for the hackathon we're running at the moment, so that's good to see as well. So I'm always drawn to obviously the Docker file, because that's another way you can expose information into the running container. So I'm inclined to go and take a little look at that, and again look at the file contents. I think I spotted something. Is this a secret? I mean, evil equals true. It feels it's a little bit secrety. So I'm going to go and edit the Docker file.
I think that's a fair thing. I was wondering if there was another way that you might go about see this. I kind of forgot that you could actually see the Docker file in this, and you should probably not include the Docker file in your Docker container in general. But are there other tools that we have where we could see these environment variables?
Are there other tools where we... Yes, there are. I do believe in the... Hang on, I want to get to the right place. I'm on the wrong screen.
Nope, I think you're in the right place. You're just about over it. The
there we
overview tab.
There we go. So here as well. Okay. So there's my shells. Nothing secretive about any of that. Oh, hello. I wonder if there's any interesting things hiding in there. I'm looking carefully. They all look like the usual set UI. Oh, CA certificates. That looks normal. The usual certificate bundle. I don't think any of that is out of the ordinary. But here we go. So we've got some environment variables here. Could this be one of them, Pete?
Nope.
Okay, so let's display more of the... So here we go. So we've got the evil equals true here.
Oh, nice.
And all of this looks normal. I don't think any other than this one that stands out as your work. I don't think. I don't think any of the others are suspicious. Nice. So, all right then. So I'm going to go and change that environment variable to my password, because I'm security minded like that. Although I'm getting confused where I've got these containers running. So one moment. There we go. So we're now going to edit the Docker file where that environment variable was created, and we're going to change that to test. Okay.
While you're getting set up there, I just want to say hi to so Ron Lebowski. Great great movie reference, by the way, The Big Lebowski. Maybe we'll do a Big Lebowski themed stream sometime. That sounds really fun.
I won't need any cultural orientation for that one.
But that's Paul, who we know well, who is hanging out with us at KubeCon and has some really awesome stuff. So Paul, whenever you want to come on stream and share what you've been working on, we're open to it. You don't need to wear a costume. You can come as yourself. But okay, cool. So I think you've gotten 2 so far. So if you change true to test, then I think you've got 2 so far.
Okay, I've got 2 so far.
Do we want to hop back to the clues?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
That's a great idea, actually. Okay, just bear with me. My brain is struggling. Okay, so we want the README file, don't we, from just here. So you must check your sources. So I feel like we haven't done this one yet. I feel like we're looking for something in the application source code itself. I think this one we've solved, right? That was the Docker file environment variable.
Mm-hmm.
The secrets are in the house. Okay.
Peter, when did you write these poems?
I wrote these poems in a car in rural Pennsylvania and Ohio at 6 a.m. this morning. On about 3 hours of sleep and after a really long KubeCon night. So while I'm happy with the verse, I think some of the clues might be a little misdirected because I was changing some of the order on them. So let me help you guys out. So I think you've solved the dot environment file. I think you've solved the one that's in the Docker file, toil, and trouble.
Okay.
So that's
got
number 1.
Okay.
So I think you've got 1 and 2. Yes. But I think, Martin, your instincts for what clue number 1 was trying to tell you might be what clue 3 was sort of trying to allude to a little bit.
Okay, then. So in which case, I'm coming back to my Explorer here and I'm going to look at the app itself. I went a little bit over the top here. So yes, we've already looked at that. We've looked at this. So here's the app itself. So let's take a little look and look at the file contents. And I imagine
because I was kind of wondering, could we try the secret scanner on this one? Because I know you'll be able to find this in here.
Okay.
Good reminder that when you have source code in your containers and it's a public container, you can often get access to that source code. So, just so everybody is in chat aware, don't hard code secrets into your applications themselves. But I'm kind of curious what this secret scanner. So this is an R tool for people who don't know. This is one that we were looking at for a Docker desktop hackathon extension. But yeah, let's take a look at that and see what it does.
And what I'll do is I have that open here. So I built this container earlier. This was one bit of preparation I did because I suspected I was going secret hunting. So I prepared this Docker extension in the hope that it would aid me. So I've just told it to look at the cursed container that we built moments ago. Oh, error scanning the image. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Let's try this one and see if that works. Oh, no. Oh, well. So this is the first time we've tried this tool.
Okay.
It doesn't
wonder what's going on.
want to go. So I wonder if we can scan any containers with it, just out of interest.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Okay. Well, we'll have to investigate why that tool is not working. That was...
Okay.
That's disappointing. I was looking forward to giving that one a go. Never mind.
Actually, it looks like it might be working on my Docker desktop.
Oh, right. Okay. Do you want me to switch
let me
to
see.
your...
Hold on. Let me verify. I just checked it with the Mongo latest, and it says it's in progress, right? Was it even giving you a load for that, or was it just failing immediately?
It just fails immediately on all of them. So if you use your screen share URL, I can bring your screen up on stream if you would like to do that.
Yeah. I'll just give you the tab.
Yeah.
Extension.
While we're talking about that, Yannick's asking if we're going to do more Containers 101 stuff because he is still a beginner. And yeah, I think we definitely should, Martin. We should probably dust off some of that stuff that we're doing. I think what would be really cool for us to do actually while we have Stephen with us through the course of his co-op, which will end kind of by the end of the year, but I think he's going to stay on with us for a little bit, is go through some of the Slim kits. So if you haven't been to the new Slim.AI website, just go to Slim.AI. And if you scroll about halfway down, or if you're in the top right, you can actually find these things that we call the Slim starter kits or the Slim kits. And what we try to do with these, and they all exist in the repo as well, this is also good for some of the hackathon folks, is they're like starting points for different application frameworks. And so we've done basically 6 of them right now, and I think we're going to continue to do some more. So we have Ruby on Rails, we have Python, we have .NET for BigPod, of course. We have Go, Rust, and Nginx. And so you can basically take these and use them as a starting point. It creates just sort of like a shell container similar to how we do the Hello World kind of Python Flask setups. And then you can actually like go into our portal with that container and go through the slimming process or the optimization and hardening process, as we call it, and get a real sense for kind of what we're doing in a framework that you know and are comfortable with. So I think what would be really cool would be to kind of take these framework by framework, and we can kind of go through them and do the Slim kit, show what's happening, and do some before and after analysis. And that'll be a good setup for us.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Definitely, we should cover each of those. And Yannick asks, do we have Dart Flutter? No, but Yannick,
No.
I think Stephen and I would be interested in helping you creating a Slim kit for Dart and Flutter. Why not? I mean,
Yeah.
let's learn together. I mean, you are the Dart Flutter expert, and we know how to stuff things in containers, including secrets. So yeah, we could help produce a kit for Dart and Flutter. I think that would be a good idea. I'll find you in Discord, Yannick, and we can figure out how we get started on that.
Yeah.
So, Stephen, were you successful in firing up the secret scanner?
Hard to say. It says I'm getting a loading icon, image scan in progress, which has been running for a couple minutes now. I mean, the image is
It's a large container. So...
Right. So it's hard to say if it's making progress or not.
Okay. All right. Well, I tell you what, you leave that running. If it does come back with some useful information, we'll take a peek. Until then, we will revert to barbarian mode, and we'll go hunting for secrets manually. So so we were looking at this container. So I'm going to have to explore it again, I hope. Oh yes, there we go. Caching's wonderful. There we go.
Yeah, it should be faster the second time. Not the 932 megabyte container, but cached version of it.
Yeah. Let's have a little look. So we're going to look at the source for our app here. Now I could just look at the repository, but we're going to... Okay, so this is where we were getting the environment variables from, I think, that we changed earlier. Yes, here they are. So that's where we're getting those from. And we've got some images. Okay. Oh, haha. Here we go. I do believe I have found a secret.
It's a
skeleton key. Oh my goodness. Your puns know no bounds.
For those that don't know, on stream, my wife and I recently had our first child, and therefore I have a licensed dad joke, and I have been taking full advantage of it. Full advantage.
Okay, we are changing
Graham, hey.
that one to test. Now I'm just going to keep, as I've got this text file open. Hang on. Is this? What's this? Luggage combo. Am I finding other secrets here? App config secret key equals secret key. Okay. DB test try. I feel like this is a secret. Oh my goodness, what have we got here? Oh, it's okay.
I solemnly swear.
Okay, we're exposing all sorts now. Here we go.
Well, this is the part.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the part that I told you, that I warned you about. If you
Yeah.
tread into the index function, the curse will last longer. So
Okay.
that's cheating. That's cheating.
I'm
You could try turning that to. Why don't you do this? Why don't you try turning that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to test, and then rebuild and restart the app? I think that's a good.
okay
test
then.
case. And we'll see what
So
happens.
I think I've got the app running here. So I'm going to kill this instance of the app. And I'm going to run the script that will rebuild and run that app, and just for completeness.
I think you want to do Docker compose build first, just for completeness, to make sure you got all the new good changes.
Oops.
Because I don't think in my shell scripting is about as good as my CSS, which is to say devilishly terrible. But
oh,
thank you. Graham says, I'm confident it's safe to run this app as root. I am too. I actually took all the users out of this one just for the sake of fun. But yeah, as a reminder, don't run your containers as root, because if you leave these kinds of terrible secrets in them, you might run into a problem. But yeah, so if we run the Docker compose build on this, we should get all the new stuff and all the new changes, and then you can bring it back up.
Okay, then let's
principally
start
run
it
everything
again.
Yes.
Okay. So whilst that's doing that, because it takes a moment, I think if I look at this, we had the container. This is the container running here, the old instance. I'm going to refresh this, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how many of these look like they're solved. Hello, Tommy Luco. Happy Halloween to you as well. Hello, Graham. Welcome back. Graham, whilst you're here, good to see you again. I got that tea you recommended, that Yorkshire bedtime tea. It's great. I am very happy with that recommendation. Thank you very much. So it's still... Oh, hang on. Things have changed. Oh, look.
Oh.
So we have a different image here. This is the Skeleton Simpsons, and we appear to have solved clues 2 and 3. So we're not quite there with clues 1 and 4 yet.
Did you save the one on the environmental change? Because I thought we got that.
Yeah. I thought you guys had clue 1 as well, so maybe we can look at that one first and see.
Then.
Maybe it's just a bad devil move here.
Not the compose file. It was the app and the Docker file, wasn't it?
I think it was the first one. I think was just the .env. I think evil is number 2.
Oh, evil was number 2. So sorry, Stephen. Which one should I be looking at?
I think it was in the .env. It was the Mongo password. I have new, right?
Well, that may be what the README said, but actually in this instance, I'm going to tell you that the actual test for clue 1 is the environment variable from the Docker file.
Okay.
So I think maybe, yeah, because that one seems to be passing now.
Am I supposed to change the Mongo user to test as well, or just the password?
I think what we're saying is it's actually the Docker file, not the .env file, that is the one that's not working. At least if I am up to date in my read of what's happening here.
Okay. So I have changed the one in the Docker file to test. So, oops, we don't want to save that. So,
I think I just made a stupid mistake in the test.
Yeah, Peter, I'm looking at your test right here.
Yeah. All right, Steven, what did I do wrong? This is one of those dumb things.
You said if if the evil keyword, so if it's listed as true, which is what the environmental variable was, or if it's listed as test.
Yeah, I should
test should have been.
that.
They
Yeah,
don't
you
even
should.
need the or at all, because the else would just trigger
Okay.
if we change.
Yeah. So take that second
what-
part of that. Take that or statement out then, Martin.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I suppose I guess we want to change to test and not just anything else. We could do like an
Okay.
else if or something.
We like that, do we?
Okay. Yep.
So we will do Docker compose.
Nobody ever said the devil was logical, right?
Yeah.
That one.
And then
Oh no, not that one there. We'll do that. We'll Docker compose build, which should build us a new container.
yep.
And we'll run that container, and we'll give our thing a restart again whilst we consider what else we overlooked. So we think this should resolve clue 1. So whilst that's just reloading, I'm going to go and take a look at clue 4. Beware secrets in production. They may come posed in unusual places. You must get up.
When you do, your secrets could be shared. The hosts manage a solution. The secrets are ours, fair and square. So the uppercase, the capitalized up makes me think it's something with the compose file.
Ah, I like your thinking. Stephen. Yep. Okay. Right, let's see. There we go. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Oh, hello. Look, we have a new. Wonderful. Okay, then. Let's take a look at what. You
for those who
were
haven't
suggesting.
seen Spaceballs in chat, stop watching us right now. Go watch Spaceballs. But you remember you changed the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 before, though. So what could possibly be happening here? But that was in the app.py folder file. So you changed it in that sort of check statement. But
I did change it in the check statement.
I think I see something. If you go to the app service in the compose.
In the compose file, did you say?
Yeah, I see something there.
So Docker compose, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. Ports.
Yep.
Aha! Very
so
good, very good, Stephen. That was a good clue. So we will change this one to test as well. So it's using truck combo in preference to the secret embedded in the code itself, it looks like. So we will take that, we will come back here, we'll shut down our container, we'll compose build again, and we will not do that. Let's run it. There we go. All right then. And then we'll come back over here and we'll hit refresh. And whilst that's just reloading, I see there's
there is
bonus.
So the bonus clue actually does not apply, unfortunately. I was going to give you guys another challenge, but I couldn't get it done quite in time.
Okay.
It was very clever, though. It was very clever, and I'll say what I was going to do was I was going to take this container and upload it to the Slim portal, so portal.slim.dev, where you have that optimization kind of wizard and capability. Oh, winners! So for those that don't know Blue's Clues, this is the host of Blue's Clues, and you guys have solved the 4 clues, and broken the second curse of the curse containers too. So
wow!
Good job, Blue Team.
Well done, Stephen. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you for sure.
The green shirt when I was a kid. That's the Steve I remember.
Yeah. I believe when they switched over, it became the blue shirt, and I believe the show is actually still going because I was telling somebody at KubeCon about this idea for our show, and they were telling me that there's actually a new character on Blue's Clues.
I think they it ran from like 96 to like mid 2000s and then was off for a while, and then I think they rebooted it recently.
Yeah, nice.
Sure, viewers will all go check that out now.
Yeah, well, Monica's asking for the song, Martin, but I'm guessing that since you have never seen the show, you probably can't sing the song.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That was great, Pete. That was really good. I enjoyed that. I think that was more fun than last year's. I remember last year's being a real grind.
Yeah, last year I had more time to make it much more devious. This year I kind of ran out of time. And what I was saying about the fifth clue was, and I thought this would have been a really, really good one to do, but I just couldn't kind of get it done on time given my travel schedule, was when you actually go to Slim the container, you can also add new environment variables to it using our wizard or using the Docker Slim open source project that we have. And so actually your production ready container can actually have a different set of environment variables. And that's another place that you want to be careful about inputting environment variables that might contain secrets. So that's the end. I think maybe, we'll, do a follow-up stream to this where we actually kind of maybe do one of those kind of DevOps 101 streams, and we can look at things like AWS Secrets Manager or the, any particular cloud, or the, I know Yvonne on our team speaks very highly of HashiCorp's Vault container, which is a great way of keeping secrets and stuff like that. So maybe we'll dive into that.
That's a good idea. Really good. Yeah, Vault seems to be the solution that most people are gravitating towards these days, although other secret managers are available. Awesome. Okay. Amazing.
Well, you guys did a great job, and and in a timely fashion. And thanks to the chat for helping out. And I thought it turned out really well. So.
Thank you all very much. So thank you, Stephen. That was great. It really would not have gone so well without your eagle eyes on the background there. I'm just looking to see if there's any of our friends streaming at the moment, and I can't see any of the usual suspects, unfortunately. So I don't think we're going raiding. I think we managed to convince... and was it Anthony? To change his time because we kept on raiding him just as he was finishing.
I think it was Ben Holmes, actually.
Ben Holmes, that was it.
He was gonna, after we raided him twice in a row. So now we're not synced up with him. But no, that sounds great. And it sounds like there's some support in the stream for some DevOps kind of 101 style stream. So I think we can do that. Yeah. We are going to be having some guests on pretty soon. So I got a commitment at KubeCon to hear from one of the WASM developers. So if people didn't see the announcement from Docker that WebAssembly is now going to be supported, it's always been capable of running in containers, but now they have full support for it, and that was something that Docker announced at KubeCon. So we're going to get a WebAssembly expert who is a good friend of mine to come on stream with us, and she's amazing to watch. So that'll be really good. We're hoping to get some people from Argo CD and potentially some of the folks from Civo as well. So we've got a good crew of guests that we'll have on. And of course, we'll have Stephen on with us as well, talking about Slim kits and different examples that he's working on and all that kind of stuff. So.
And I've not asked Aisha yet, but Aisha was obviously one of the keynote speakers at KubeCon last week. Her talk went down particularly well. I think she's at All Things Open tomorrow, giving a talk again. So once travel fatigue has and she's rested up, I would like to invite Aisha on to go over this year's container report and what we've learned since last year's container report, because Aisha came on and presented all the details behind last year's report, and I think it'll be really useful to see that. And if you want to get the full skinny on that now, you can head to the URL above my head and you'll find it in the blog section, the 2022 container report. It is eye-opening stuff. I think there's plenty to be learned there about mistakes that are being made in our industry and within our sort of peer group. So, go and learn. And we are running a hackathon at the moment. We've had almost 170 participants sign up for the hackathon, so competition is going to be stiff. I see that a number of people that are in the chat here have are entrants in that hackathon or are teaming up. I'm going to be doing some ad hoc streams where I'm going to be giving you some, dare I say it, clues about the tooling you could use from us to elevate your submissions to a higher quality that may well put you in a better position for claiming a prize. So I'm going to be going over some of that stuff. We'll do some of it here on Twitch, and we may do some dedicated stuff for the community in our Discord as well. So if you're not in our Discord, again, above my head is a URL. At the bottom of the page, you'll find the links to where we do streams and where you can join the Discord channel. So get signed up. There's still plenty of time to get started on the hackathon. I think the final date is the 5th. Is it the 5th? Is my memory correct?
December 5th, and the judging starts on the 5th. And I think Lindsay's trying to post the link to the hackathon here. I'll see if I can do it as well. I'm not sure if you can do it.
I can.
Martin, from your side, Graham was asking for the link to the hackathon. So,
Yeah.
and the link to our Discord is in the chat as well. So if people want to drop into Discord, we can post the link again there. Yeah, Stephen, what were you going to say?
The hackathon is also, it's on like the front page of DevPost right now. So if you just go to see all hackathons, it's like 4th or 5th on there.
Yep. So if you go to devpost.com, it's on that site as well. So.
Yeah, devpost.com is where we're sort of orchestrating it all, and I'm just bringing up the URL now. Here we go. I'll post that in the chat. So, if you're thinking, oh no, hackathon's already started, it's an extended hackathon. You've got weeks to work on your idea. I've posted the link in the chat. There's everything you need to know to get started. You've still got time to team up with people. We have a hackathon channel in our Discord. So come and join us. Get stuck in. There's prize money available for the best projects. And we have an all-star, excluding myself, an all-star group of judges who are going to be looking to be impressed by your entrance.
Nice. Can't wait for that. And yeah, if people are looking for teammates or anything like that, drop into the hackathon channel, raise your hand, let us know. We can do a little matchmaking for people or rally folks around different projects. So, yeah, that sounds great. Okay, well, another successful cursed container. I am freed of my devilish ways, and
until next year.
Until next year.
No.
So begin thinking about the theme for next year. I believe that Yannick created some nice fan art for us using Dolly for Return of the Killer Vulnerabilities. So maybe that'll be Cursed Containers 3.
Okay.
So, all right.
It's a shame Halloween is only once a year, really. I quite enjoy.
I know. Well, we can do a Christmas dress-up stream if you want to, Martin. So
it wasn't the dressing up I was referring to.
Okay. Holiday themed.
But okay, if you insist, yeah. I'm sure I can find something Christmassy.
Perfect.
Well, thank you all for coming, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that. Join us in Discord. Good luck with the hackathon. We will see you in the very near future on a stream here talking about hackathon stuff and how to use our tools. And Yannick, I'll be in touch about Flutter and Dart. Thanks, Pete. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks, everyone, for coming, and we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.